There are nights when we have to make dinner, but we really don't feel like making dinner. So today I am sharing 5 of my favorite lazy night dinners with you. These are dinners that you can make up in no time at all when you just want something delicious to get onto your table, but you don't feel like making anything crazy. Come along, let's get to cooking. To kick us off today, we are making these taco stuffed shells. I love making this dinner on those nights when I know that I don't want to make dinner the next night. This is one of those dinners that will make a lot of food, and it's kind of a cook once, eat twice type of dinner. Put to a pan on the stove, add a pound of ground beef. After you break that ground beef up and cook it through, just to remove any excess grease from your pan. You could totally double this recipe or half it. This also makes for a great freezer meal. So this one's just a great dinner, feeds a lot of people, and it's just super good. It has leftovers. But now that your ground beef is cooked through and your grease is gone, add in your 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, a cup of salsa. Any salsa will do. It will just add a lot of flavor. Then add in your 1/4 cup of water, and you're going to give this a stir. After you're finished stirring this, add in 4 tablespoons of cream cheese that you cubed. You're just going to stir it around, and the cream cheese will just add a bit of creaminess and great flavor. Now I'm just boiling up about 17 to 20 jumbo shells. Just cook them according to the package instructions. This recipe is nothing fancy, but it sure does taste fancy. It just tastes out of this world. To the bottom of a 9x13 baking dish, add about 5 ounces of red enchilada sauce. Now it's time to stuff your shells. So grab your shells. You could either use a cookie scoop or a normal spoon. Put that mixture, the ground beef mixture, into each of the shells. This recipe is so good. Pour the remaining enchilada sauce over the top. Top it with about 1.5 cups of Mexican style cheese. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. I don't know why, but I had no taco toppings on hand on this night. But I just love topping this with sour cream, guacamole. You could top it with cilantro, top it with any taco toppings that you love. This one is a good dinner. I know it doesn't look like much, but you just have to trust me. It's glamorous, delicious, and one of those unique Taco Tuesday dinners. This one is for all my meatless meal friends. We're making this 1-pot orzo, and it has a bunch of delicious veggies in it. So to your pot on the stove, add in a tablespoon of olive oil, add in 2 cups of sliced cherry tomatoes, or you could just add in a can of diced tomatoes, 1 zucchini diced. You could also add in a yellow onion diced at this point, or really any other veggies that you have on hand, or that you could find at the store, or that's grown in your garden at the moment. Let the veggies cook for a few minutes, then add in 16 ounces of uncooked orzo, then add in 4 cups of vegetable broth. This is really a dump and go recipe that requires very low steps. After you add that broth in there, give it a little stir. Now for the seasonings, add in a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, throw in about a teaspoon of garlic and onion powder and Italian seasoning. Give this a good stir, and you'll let it simmer on your stove for about 10 minutes. You basically just want that orzo to cook through, and it cooks through in about 10 minutes or so. So very quick. After the orzo is finished cooking, all you have to do is add in 2 cups of chopped spinach. I like using fresh chopped spinach, and then 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Oh, that's my train in the background. We have a train that goes next to my house, if you heard it anyway. After that, you could serve this up. If you're looking for a lazy dinner that is easy to throw together, has very minimal steps, and that is just so fresh and delicious tasting, this is it. It is so good. And if you don't typically cook with orzo, I really like it and I do recommend it. You could also add pesto to this to give it a little pesto spin if you'd like. This one is also a meatless meal randomly. This one is a rich, creamy tomato pasta. You could easily add meat to this if you'd like, though. It's easy to make and just so good. Cook up a pound of penne pasta on the stove. Just boil it in a pot. To a separate pan, add in 2 tablespoons of butter once it melts. Add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 14 ounces of tomato sauce, and you're going to give this a little stir. You basically don't want the tomato paste to be clumpy anymore, and you want everything just given a good stir. After you're finished with that, add in 3/4 cup of heavy cream. Also add in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a dash of pepper. Bring this up to a simmer and let it simmer for a few minutes. After it's done simmering, that is basically all you have to do. After you're done straining that cooked pasta, just stir the cooked pasta right into the delicious homemade sauce. Add about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese over the top. Stir it in, and then you could serve this up. Like I was telling you before, if you wanted to add meat to this, you could cook up ground beef, you could cook up Italian sausage links, chicken apple sausage would be so good in this. Normal chicken would be good. This is just a delicious, easy pasta sauce recipe, just paired great with pasta. Or you could pair this with tortellini or ravioli. The possibilities are endless. I've been making this one for a little while. It's a winner in my house. Now we're getting started on these homemade Crunchwraps. This is one of those dinners that's kind of comfort food to the max for me. Started making these years ago when I started making my cooking videos here on YouTube. To a pan on the stove, add in a pound of ground beef or any ground meat. Break up your meat and cook it through. You also want to heat up some beans. I'm just going basic with these Great Value refried beans, but any beans will work, or any type of refried beans. I just love those dehydrated refried beans they sell at the store, but I couldn't find them at my Walmart this week. Anyway, now that my ground beef is cooked through, just add in a tablespoon or so of taco seasoning, along with about 1/4 cup of water. Give this a good stir. After the seasoning is mixed in well with the beef, it's time to make up our Crunchwraps. So to the bottom of a burrito-sized tortilla, just add a layer of refried beans. You want to just make sure you add it to the center. That way it's easier to fold. Then you're going to add some of your taco meat. After you're done with that, you're going to add a tostada over the top, which is basically just like a crunchy chip tortilla. If you don't have tostadas or you can't find them at the store, you could just use tortilla chips as a substitute. But over the top of the tostada, just add a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of lettuce, and then you'll also add your cheese and your tomatoes. And then over the top of everything, because I do like to make my Crunchwraps big, I'm adding a small part of a second tortilla. Tried to make it into a circle. Now fold the edges in, and then you'll bring it over to a oiled pan, and you'll place it seam side down on the pan. That way the seam will get nice and crispy. Cook it for about a minute or two on each side, and then you will create the most delicious Crunchwrap. Making Crunchwraps like this is just so much fun. They're so versatile. You could add ingredients to them, subtract ingredients. I like to top ours with a little bit of guacamole and some taco sauce to dip them in. These are so good, easy to make, and they're also on the affordable side, so just a favorite dinner. Now we are making this tortellini. This one is amazing, and it's a one-pot meal, of course. This one is also a meatless meal, so for all my meatless meal friends, to a large pot or a skillet on the stove, add your oil and garlic. Let it cook for about a minute or so. Then add in 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Give this a little stir. You're going to bring it up to a simmer. Now add in 1/2 cup of water or vegetable broth, kind of whatever you have on hand. Next, add in dried oregano, and then 1 teaspoon of dried basil, a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then if you have spinach on hand, add in about 2 cups of fresh spinach. You could use like baby spinach or chop up like regular spinach. Then add in 9 ounces of fresh or frozen cheese tortellini. Fresh or frozen cheese tortellini cooks very quickly, so it works really well in this recipe. Also add in 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Give this a stir, let it simmer for about 8 minutes, and then you could serve this dinner up. I know some of you guys have my new cookbook called Make It Simple. This recipe is in my new cookbook. It is just in the one pot section. I have over 150 recipes in this book. Every single recipe has at least one photo. They're just like easy, realistic, delicious recipes, but this is one of my all-time favorite meatless meals to throw together. I especially like making this when I'm kind of short on time at dinner time, and I just want to throw things into a pot and not really think about dinner. Getting started on my favorite zucchini boats. I absolutely love making these. To a pan on the stove, add in a pound of ground turkey or any ground meat, a diced yellow onion, a dash of salt and pepper, then 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Break that ground turkey up, and you're going to cook it through. This recipe is absolutely delicious. I've done it in the past with Italian sausage, and it just is amazing. Anyway, over to a cutting board, I am going to slice 4 zucchinis in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to scoop out the inside of the zucchinis. The very first time I made this years ago, I thought this was going to be so hard to scoop the inside out. It's really easy to do. You just scoop it out with a spoon, and there you go. Very simple to do so. Now that my ground turkey's cooked through, I'm adding in 24 ounces of pasta sauce, and then you're going to give this a stir, let it cook together for a couple minutes, and then if you're a cheese fan, add in a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. If you're not a cheese fan, just don't add the cheese in, but give this a stir, let the cheese melt down. Now over to my large baking dish, I'm going to spray it with nonstick spray, and then if you're wondering what I'm doing with the inside of the zucchinis, you know, like the leftover zucchini filling, I'm actually going to use it in a couple days for some spaghetti sauce. I'll just add it into my spaghetti sauce, and it's going to make the spaghetti sauce go further, so I'll just keep it in my fridge. But I added the zucchinis into my baking dish. Now I'm going to scoop some of that ground turkey pasta sauce mixture right inside. I found it's easiest to do so with a cookie scoop. Anyway, over the top I'll sprinkle with a little bit more mozzarella cheese. I'll cover this with foil, bake it in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for 25 minutes, then uncovered for an additional 10 minutes. These are absolutely delicious. I started making these about 4 years ago. I was super skeptical about them at first. I kind of thought it was an odd combination. I promise, just try these once and you will love them. I serve this with a side salad, and for the dressing I use some of this Skinny Girl balsamic vinaigrette. I'm basically almost out of this dressing. I've been loving it recently. I would love to have you over here, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video like this. Bye for now.